Pokemon has been around for a very long time, but the first few sets, there wasn't a lot of changes. It was all pretty much the same. Some different pictures, some different attacks, things like that. But then a set came out that changed everything.
Prepare for trouble!
Make it double!
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse!
James!
Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light!
Surrender now or prepare to fight!
Meow, that's right!
And that was the Team Rocket set. This set had a bunch of changes that both affected the game and the collecting. First, let's talk about collecting. So, this changed the game in collecting a lot. The first thing, the biggest thing in this set was the fact that this was the first time that there was a secret rare Pokemon card. And now we see that all the time, but back then it was a big deal. That wasn't something that nobody has ever even thought of or heard of before. And this set made that happen. So not only that, but they also included holo trainers, which we see nowadays, but again, back in the first few sets, that didn't exist. Holo energies, which again, didn't exist. So this set made a lot of changes to the collecting aspect of this. But not just collecting, it changed the TCG game in general. The biggest change was the Dark Vileplume. Now, you would think Vileplume's not gonna make that much of a difference. However, this card, they had an ability that the opponent could not use trainer cards. Which, if you look back at that now, if that was the case, if that was something that could be used now, that would break the game. Trainer cards are extremely important in the game. So this made a huge shift. They had to do something to change the way the game is played. So more effects came up. The effects that we see in Pokemon now may not have existed if it wasn't for this set and the changes that this set made. But let's break down a little bit more into this set to see why it was such a pivotal point in the Pokemon TCG. So let's go ahead and go over some of the best cards in this set. So, obviously, we're going to start off with Dark Weezing and Dark Arbok. They're two Pokemon that everybody knows for Team Rocket. And then, let's move into the trainer cards, the first holo trainer cards. We have Rocket Sneak Attack, and here comes Team Rocket, the pair that everybody knows, Jesse and James, and you can't forget Meowth, that's right. Then we have the Rainbow Energy, the first holo energy. We have Dark Vileplume, the card that broke the game at this point in time. Dark Dugtrio, Dark Hypno, Dark Magneton, Dark Slowbro, Dark Machamp, Dark Gyarados. Now yes, we did have these cards before this, but there's something different about these. Look at these Pokemon. Not only obviously different arts, but they just have such a different edge to them. And not just because they're called dark, but if you just look at them, they're just so much more menacing and they feel like they belong with Team Rocket. So it was just something different back then. Now, let's break down the top cards though. All right, so we are going to break down the top 5 cards from this set, starting with number 5, and that's Dark Alakazam. Now, as a kid, I didn't think Alakazam could scare me any more than he did. And yes, I will say, as a kid, Alakazam scared me more than Mr. Mime and Gengar. But Dark Alakazam was so much more menacing looking. He's got his iconic spoons. He's ready for battle. He's ready to do some damage with Team Rocket. Now, going for a raw card, you can find this card for about $79. If you're looking for a PSA 10 though, it's going to get it a lot pricier. You're looking at $700, and that's for number 5 in this set. Now, these are first editions that I'm going to be going over prices on, so keep that in mind also. You can get these cheaper as long as you don't care if it's first edition or not. But going into number 4, and this one, I wanted to put higher, but I'm setting these by prices. So this one goes number 4, and honestly, in my opinion, this is the most iconic card in this set, and that is the Dark Raichu. Now let's go over the prices first before I break down why this is the most iconic card. So market price, you can get this card raw for about $127 as a first edition. A PSA 10 goes for $1,525. Now, why do I say that this is the most iconic card? Well, like I said, this set is the first set to ever have a secret rare. And guess what? Dark Raichu is that secret rare. So in my opinion, that should put it at the top of the list right away, because this was the first, this made history in Pokemon. This changed the collecting for these cards so much, because now there could be a chance of a secret rare Pokemon card. Oh, I gotta get every pack until I can find it. So this really blew up the collecting of these sets. Yeah, number 3, we have Dark Blastoise. Going for a raw card in this, you're looking at $220. A PSA 10 goes for $2,050. Now, just look at this Blastoise card. In my opinion, and let me know down in the comments if you disagree, but in my opinion, this is easily the coolest, the best Blastoise card out there to date. I love this card. I just love the background. I love the stance he's in with that cannon pointing right at you. I just love this card. Number 2, and I'm surprised that this was that this is here in number 2, because he's just seen as such a lovable Pokemon, and that's Dark Dragonite. Now, yes, doesn't he usually, he looks like you just want to hug him, right? Well, he's a little more menacing looking in this card, because he's Team Rocket's. Dark Dragonite is easily one of the chase cards in this set, and that you can see that by the price. So raw, it is a little bit less than the Dark Blastoise in raw, but it's $207. A PSA 10 in this card, though, goes for $2,375. Because Dragonite is such a lovable and kind-looking Pokemon, the fact that there's a dark version of it, I think, is what brings the value of this card up, because it's hard to find. If you're looking for a menacing Pokemon or a menacing Dragonite, this is going to be the only one you can get, because there are no other Dragonites that look menacing. I mean, look at the Dragonites that we have now. The sleeping Dragonite, he's freaking adorable. I just want to take a nap right on top of him. But this one, no. This one's dark. It's menacing. It's one of a kind. Now, number 1. And yes, you all know who my favorite Pokemon is. And yes, I did put Dark Raichu as number 1 in my head. But going by prices, obviously, Dark Charizard has to be number 1. Raw, this card goes for $400. A PSA 10 goes for $3,200. Now, all these holos do have a non-holo version to them. So make sure if you're collecting these, you get the difference. There's a holo and a non-holo version. All of these are holo versions that I'm talking about. This card is the most sought after. Even though Raichu is the first secret rare, this is Charizard. He's always going to be the most sought after card in any set he's in. And this Dark Charizard, particularly the holo version, is one of the most popular and valuable cards from the Team Rocket set. Its value can vary significantly based on condition, obviously. It's hard to find a PSA 10, but that's why it's so much more expensive. Now, this card is notable not just for its striking appearance and rarity, but for the representation of Charizard in a darker, more villainous light, because he's Team Rocket's Charizard. Again, Charizard is always a really cool looking card, But this one, he looks like a bad guy. And that is why this whole set is such an iconic set. Now, looking back at this set, I was smacked in the face with nostalgia.
No! In the face! In the face! No!
This was one of my favorite sets as a kid. I loved this set. And I can't wait to get my hands on this set again. I do have a PSA 9 Charmander that I actually got from a giveaway. It's the first edition also, so it's a nice little addition to my collection. But I cannot wait to expand my collection on this Team Rocket set again. Honestly, you've probably heard the rumors of the new Team Rocket set that may be coming out. And if it does come out, I really, really am looking forward to it. Especially if it's going to be like a 151 kind of set where it's just on the original Pokemon. But I want to see more than just the ones that are in the original set. Now, it's your turn though. I want to know, which one is your favorite Dark Pokemon? Let me know down in the comments which one's your favorite. And if they do make a new set, what Pokemon do you want to see in a Dark form? And obviously, if you like this kind of content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to know more about how to get this set, maybe at a lower price or on a budget, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because that is what I focus on this channel, is collecting Pokemon cards on a budget. So hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.